manufacturing back to our country. Vice President Pence, good morning, is very much involved with me on that. It's one of my most important subjects. It's what the people wanted. It's one of the reasons I'm sitting here instead of somebody else sitting here.
All right, that was President Trump speaking earlier today during his roundtable with business leaders at the White House today. And President Trump not only promised to cut taxes for the middle class and for corporations, but he also vowed to cut regulation by 75% or more. Joining us now with reaction, Utah Senator Mike Lee. Senator, welcome back. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Doing great, Sean.
Why am I reading today that Trump GOP set to battle on spending cuts? He's talking about a 10% across-the-board cut. And I see that in the House and Senate, while before he was inaugurated, there's a $9.7 trillion increase in the debt ceiling. Aren't Republicans supposed to be the party of limited government and balanced budgets?
Yes, we are. And if we mean it, we will stand behind him. Because this is exactly what we are supposed to stand for constitutionally limited government. And we understand that one of the many reasons why Mr. Trump was able to win was because too many Americans all over the country understand that power has been taken away from them and moved to Washington. And then within Washington, it's been handed over to unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats. This has been good for the rich and well-connected, but it's hurt everyone else, especially the poor and middle class.
You did not support Donald Trump, really. You were not. I don't know where you voted in the end, or if you voted for Donald Trump or not, but you were not a big supporter of his. Has your mind changed since he has been elected about him?
Look, I'm optimistic. I want to do everything I can to assist this president in pursuing an agenda of constitutionally limited government. And notwithstanding the fact that we've had our differences, notwithstanding the fact that I expressed concerns along the way, he's our president now. And in light of the fact that he's our president, I want to do what I can do to make sure that he restores the Constitution as a significant restriction on government power and on government expansion.
I interviewed him many times in the course of this election, and I've talked to him since he's been elected. And he has reaffirmed, and I think he did this in his inaugural address, he wants originalists on the court. He wants to extremely vet refugees, build a wall on our southern border. He wants to repeal and replace Obamacare with free market solutions. He wants energy independence, education back to the states, a 15% corporate tax rate, 10% repatriation rate. Is there anything there that you as a conservative disagree with?
No, there's not. And that's why I think there's a lot we can work together on, especially as he's outlined his agenda with regard to regulatory reform. I met with him just a couple of weeks ago, and we had a good discussion about the REINS Act, the need for legislation that would require Congress to weigh in and affirmatively pass economically significant regulations before they take effect. I think this is part of his plan to reduce regulations by 75%. Which would be very, very helpful, especially considering we've gone from $300 billion a year in regulatory compliance costs just 20 years ago to $2 trillion a year today. That's paid for by America's poor and middle class more than anyone else, and we've got to change it.
Are you convinced all of these agenda items that I just mentioned will get through? And how long would it take, do you think, to get all of those things done?
Look, no one can ever be certain that something is going to be done before it's actually done. What I do know is that if we don't try, we'll accomplish none of it. And I intend to work with him on every single one of these issues in a step-by-step process that's designed to put the American people back in charge, to return power to where it belongs, which is with the people, to be exercised primarily. Yes.
A lot of this is going to be based on procedure, and you have a Republican House and Senate, everything the Republicans said they need to get things done. If he appoints an originalist in a week and a half to the U.S. Supreme Court and the Democrats filibuster, do you think the nuclear option precedent set by Harry Reid should be used to advance the nominee and have a straight up or down vote? In other words, the nuclear option?
Yeah, I'll give you the same answer that our majority leader, Mitch McConnell, gave yesterday when asked this question. We're going to make sure that whoever is nominated for this position is confirmed. Without the need to get into the details of how that's going to happen, that's our goal, and we're going to achieve it.
Did Harry Reid set a precedent you think you should follow as a party?
Harry Reid did set a precedent. Now, he purported to hold back part of that precedent when it comes to Supreme Court nominees, and so that creates an arguable difference here. But regardless, we've got tools at our disposal to get whoever is nominated to fill Justice Scalia's place confirmed.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Senator. Appreciate it. When we come back, we need your help. A very important question.